thank you to Huel for sponsoring this video. More on them in just a bit. All right, guys, we're retaking King's Landing. Everything's going to be smooth sail from here. Dragons are going to celebrate, and they're all going to smoke pot. Michael, what are you looking forward to?
I am looking forward to smoking dragon pot.
Oh, sweet.
So you took
John?
my thing. That's all I've wanted to do in my whole life. I want to try dragon crack now.
Oh,
Going
nice.
one level deeper. What do you want to try?
Dragon meth.
Sincerity.
Oh,
I'd like to try
wow.
sincerity around here just once in a while.
I just want another great episode.
We're in our 30s. It's about time you guys grow up.
Speak for yourself.
You're not serious,
I'm
people.
33.
That's a couple of 30s. At least a few.
I just want to watch my ins. Let's go. I got a comment about, like, Greg should stop. Like, doesn't understand the trauma behind all this.
We don't understand trauma?
They said, bless John for not participating in the jokes. I'm like, you're not paying attention.
I have. I mean, thanks, but also I have. So
I'm not used to them doing, like, prologues for the credits.
Yeah, it's uncomfortable. I don't love it.
Wow. Look how confident he is. I'm so glad they regained his badassery this season.
wow, what a shot of him.
They got a whole army. And he's like, I got 3 dragons, baby.
The war is ended, your allies have scattered and your nephews fled. There is a new queen and she sits her father's throne.
We heard rumor of this.
Yeah.
You may return to Old Town and live your lives in peace.
Or am I to trust in the reliability and rectitude of the rogue prince?
Trust me or don't, you will encounter the truth soon enough.
Oh boy.
Your uncle Otto encountered it very recently.
There it is.
Ooh.
And if I am inclined to fight?
That seems obvious enough. No need to sully the pleasantness of this meeting.
Oh, Daemon kind of wants it. Daemon wants it.
Of course he does.
I think Ulf there would very much enjoy settling into your chambers in the High Tower. Would you like to be Lord of Old Town, Ulf?
Do I answer this? Is this rhetorical?
Damn, look at their drips.
I am left no choice for myself, but I have many other lives to consider.
Yeah, bowl cut guy.
And so, in the interest of peace, I will submit.
Delightful.
I, Ormund Hightower, promise to be faithful to Rhaenyra Targaryen, the Queen.
Turn around now and lead your army home, and you will be spared.
It just doesn't feel right.
Not getting good vibes.
We take the Rose Road homeward.
We dress for nothing.
I almost forgot.
Oh no.
Oh, no.
Shit.
You're warned. Daeron Targaryen. He'll be coming with me.
Oh, there, finally.
You would take him hostage.
It would be rather an oversight to allow one of Prince Aegon's heirs to go prancing about the Reach with his dragon. We will treat him kindly,
Will you?
as long as you behave yourself.
Oh, he's bowl cut guy? Oh, no.
No.
I know. Bowl cut guy's just going to go get him.
I was excited for it to be bowl cut.
Targaryen. Little known bastard child. Bastard bowl cut.
Yeah. Bolar.
Okay, that makes way more sense.
That feels a little typecasted.
Be brave, young prince.
Be brave, be brave, be brave, be brave, and be brave.
Well met, nephew. Go home.
Go home.
Wow, this menacing music is a big indicator of something to come down now. Oh, man, they segued into it.
I appreciate that they just let that cook.
They are. I love that they're getting like more cinematic with how they go into these intros.
See, the thing about it is it's not actually funny. It's just a thing that you can use. It's a trope of this show.
Trope of a lot of shows now.
That at
history,
times,
too.
out of context, in its high usage, can become amusing when you divorce it from the real world implications.
And
I'm sorry, I cut you off.
I mean, I was going to say, medieval history is riddled with... In fact, it has been a pretty big part of our society up until the 20th century. Do any of you know what Eleanor Roosevelt's maiden name was?
Oh, golly.
Roosevelt.
Hey!
That's because her and FDR were cousins.
Oh.
So all I'm saying is, if it makes you uncomfortable, then you hate the New Deal. And you wish we didn't win World War II.
That's basically what you're saying. Yeah, agree.
So this is bad, and I'm glad that we don't do it anymore.
Agree.
But it seems that society has found film and television and
In the
romantasy books.
In the Game of Thrones world, I find it more amusing when it's two people who want to do it.
Yes.
And then it's funny.
If
If it's like that scene with Aemond and
Mother?
yeah, Mother,
Alicent.
then no, then boo. We hate that.
Agreed. Franklin Roosevelt.
Oh, back to the Viserys room.
The air is thick with ghosts.
Bars. Hear it in the sound design.
Okay, Shakespeare.
Not unhappy ones. I see myself as a child coming to play him a tune I had learned.
Help him build his model village.
He was strong then, and my mother.
Lord Ormond surrendered.
Nope.
We have your little prince. Though I still say we should have incinerated them all.
Yes, you would say that.
To justify my father's faith in me.
Oh, she's so torn between both.
Rule as he would have wished.
You gotta be merciful, but stern.
At any rate, we must begin.
Oof. I mean, it seems like she's trying to honor her father, but there's a bigger temptation of
Daeron Targaryen, Your Grace.
Daeron Targaryen.
I'm your half-sister and our father's chosen heir. You've flown in service of your brother, the usurper. What have you to say?
I'm so sorry, widowy.
Nice to meet you too.
You are a prisoner in this house. Your treatment will depend on your conduct. I wish to know what Ormond knew of the conspiracy to deny me my throne.
oh man,
Boy,
she's
howdy.
so good.
What of Aemond, then, or Aegon? What do you know of their movements? Confine him to a chamber.
Good on him, though, for having some principles.
Yeah,
Fair enough.
still don't know his voice.
He's a claimant to the throne. You're going to have to kill him.
Oof, ring. It's like music cues of the dum
Yeah, these like tonal
dong.
percussions.
Yeah.
It appears, Your Grace, the crown's wealth has been taken.
Oh, boy.
There is enough to see your court through a week or two. A little longer if you bring back the gold from Dragonstone.
Is that Larys is doing?
What?
But to administer all of the Seven Kingdoms.
No. What of my coronation?
Let's keep our priorities straight.
Do you trust his word, Lord Corlys?
I do not believe he knows where the gold is, and I fancy I can sniff a lie.
No one asked you.
Yeah.
Oh, it's about to get ugly.
It is the duty of my mistress of whispers to advise.
Mistress.
After the gallop, we must presume Sir Tyland dead. But he must have told someone.
Oh, Thailand.
If he did, it would have been
He's a
Lord
nice guy.
Jasper. Ironrod.
I have to say, this is a terrible small council. Terrible, terrible.
I'd like to see you do better.
I must have a coronation. Mine must be proper, and leave the realm in no doubt as to who now rules them.
I agree.
To go to such expense while your people still suffer might set a bitter taste in their mouths.
Oh boy.
The Triarchy Navy is finished, but the pirates who survived have come ashore. They are taking women and demanding ransoms none can pay.
Ew.
It seems the granaries are near empty, the fields lie fallow,
Wow,
the
this is
planting
day
season
one.
is moons away.
It will take time.
That's what it was like when Obama became president. He's like, I'm going to make hope and change.
It is a never-ending inconvenience.
Oh, she looks like she's gonna snap at any moment.
Just get on Dragonback and do something.
All.
Send another raven to Castle Rock. If Tyland secreted gold there, we will have an answer from Lady Joanna.
Oh, that's right. It would be Tyland. Yeah, my bad.
In fact, tell them their queen demands tribute.
Will you not bring your small
Daemon's
council here?
down.
There is much to take in hand.
They betrayed me.
Oh, bring back Park Life at least.
Wow.
Where is Aemond?
He burned Daemon's garrison at Harrenhal and slew the Castellan and his sons.
He feels something for that. Oh, damn. Oh, shit.
It is
personal
days
for him
now
now.
since Vhagar was last seen.
There was a woman there, a maester of sorts.
I have not heard tell of her.
No.
Let Baylor fly as a scout. Start at Harrenhal. I will, in addition, offer a bounty for the capture of their riders.
Whoa, no.
Better yet, to the slayer of Aemond One-Eye, I will grant Harrenhal itself. I've no need of it now.
Boy.
Rat catcher. Mark Wahlberg.
Aegon hanged all the rat catchers.
This is her Birdman episode.
Yeah.
She's trying to fucking manage shit.
It seems rats have eaten through a large store of candles. Tallow is short. We must requisition a new supply, or, of course, there...
I love what's going on. It's like a fucking cacophony of play.
Oh, this is awful. This is so stressful.
There's nothing like governing.
The music is so good.
There is time aplenty in the coming days to discuss the royal tipple.
Where is my gold?
Brung. We're like watching a play right now. It's so good.
It was the Master of Coin who removed it.
And the Queen knew nothing of it.
They hated me from the start.
Oh.
My own father kept their plot from me.
Is that so?
I would refer you to the man himself, but you slew him without ceremony.
Woof.
Did it make you feel better about losing Jace?
Wow. Oh.
I would rather have slain Aegon, as your mother and I had agreed.
Aegon was fled when I returned from Dragonstone. Has all while not giving you his account.
Do not treat me as a fool.
Woof.
If you require me to foresee every duplicitous scheme devised by Larys Strong, I confess I cannot help but fall for.
Who rides Sheepstealer?
I do not know. Is Aemond not flown away, as I promised? Will you blame me only for what men have done?
Ooh.
You promised we could go, and we told the guards. We ran.
Oh no.
No one knows what he looks like. Aegon, he's scarred and burned. His dragon is dead. Declare him dead as well.
No, it's not good enough.
He cannot fight, and if Larys tries to raise him up, you can dismiss him as an imposter.
That's actually pretty clever.
Nah.
You argue still for his life?
You killed my father.
Prepare to die.
Every house in America, the chorus prepares to die.
I gotta say, she's handling Otto's death extraordinarily well.
When Aemond has been found, and the challenge to me, you will go free. But until then, I cannot be seen to favor Hightowers.
Move that goalpost.
I will not treat you unkindly. You will be fed and clothed and have a maid to see to your needs.
Oh my God.
You cannot mean this, Rhaenyra, please.
None of this pleases me.
You don't get to ask shit, Allison.
So my position is such that I must hope for the capture and death of my son.
Yes.
Yike.
I can only imagine.
Yeah. Yeah.
I want to proclaim that we discovered Aegon here dead, and let Joffrey be brought back from the Vale.
Oh, that's
Joffrey.
Man, that just sends shivers down the spine.
Yeah, what is this Joffrey? He's
Dude,
way cooler.
Emma Darcy is so fucking good this season. She's always been good, but man, this is something special.
They're giving her some great writing, too.
I will guess that Alicent had no confidence to give you as to the whereabouts of the gold.
She did not.
She is a Hightower.
But would I not be simple to think that in a house as big as this one, there were only one rat?
That it padded.
I am much troubled about her son, Daeron.
He is an heir to Aegon and a threat to you.
He's not committed the crimes that Aegon and Aemond have, and yet...
That's important. Oh my word.
The ghost of Jace.
Ooh, this is so Shakespeare, this episode. It's giving very Lady Macbeth.
Beth, yeah.
Is this a dragon I see before me?
Whether 'tis nobler.
Why should I not kill him? Why should I not
Oh, this is...
strike him as my own sons were stricken?
The compoundingness of grief and retribution. There's so much going on with her right now.
My lady-in-waiting, Elinda.
Melinda Massey is now in the city, having served us well there.
I'm sorry. Let the staff be questioned.
Let them.
Those who cleave to the Hightowers must be replaced.
Whatever you want, I'm on your side. Unwavering faith.
It's tough, but continuity of government is essential.
I've never straightened my
in the name of the
knee
seven
since.
who are one.
Oh, is that the High Septon?
I thank you for your swift attendance here. Much has changed in the last few days.
These are turbulent times.
Put it mildly.
I must forego a right and proper coronation, but I still wish at least to be anointed by you in full sight of the people.
That it cannot be done.
Why?
For what reason?
I am the church.
Some months ago, I anointed your brother Aegon.
Okay.
Aegon is dead, and I now sit the throne.
So you now say.
Oh no.
Is it your contention that I am a liar?
We have not seen his remains.
That string music is so
Have
good.
the Silent Sisters been summoned to tend to them?
The Bene Gesserit.
There has been some kind of error.
Oh, there has been no error.
Error Targaryen.
The gods themselves decree that I must rule the Seven Kingdoms, have they not?
That has happened. It is true.
How has it happened if they did not will it?
I feel like Rhaenyra's going to kill someone by the end of this episode.
This is not the person to kill.
My gods do not deal in dragons. A profane magic created in darkness for power.
Dude.
They destroy, but they do not create. There's no good that can come of them.
Wow, that is a terrible take, but a very accurate one.
You have made your position exceedingly clear.
I am going to kill you.
Do not make an enemy of the faith. It exhorts and comforts and binds together your people. Underestimate it at your peril.
Copy that.
The faith militant have never made things tough or bad.
Alan of Hull and his brother Adam are my sons. They are born of a woman, a shipwright I met on my earlier travels.
Oh my. Throw extra information on you today.
And I dreaded grieving Rhaenys, my wife. And I am grateful she showed me grace before she died.
I believe I see it now.
Some obvious signs.
It is many a lord who has mixed noble and common blood. Their sons are no less stout of heart.
Including my boys.
Adam has been my assurance that the gods favor me. When my hope had waned, they sent me you.
It is my great honor to serve you, Your Grace.
I love this episode so much.
So
this is my
good.
favorite one so far. I love it so much.
To that end, my queen, I have acknowledged my sons.
Uh-huh.
And more than that, I would name Alan my heir.
Wow.
Damn.
Wow.
I ask that you legitimize them.
Oh, lordy.
Let them now be Velaryons, lords of the realm.
Oh, man, everybody needs something.
Oh, but it's also trauma for her own
And her
her own
sons.
boys.
We have both of us suffered greatly, and I cannot begrudge you a new way forward. But Lord Corlys,
A word from the throne.
Alan's on down.
Alan's face this whole scene has been great.
It is simple enough.
Blah.
Yeah, but it further sort of plays into the stereotype of her being a bastard loving. God, the political machinations of this episode are really, really fun. Oh, boy.
What do you got for me now?
Have they not spoken at all since Jace?
Ah, now I get to lay in the bed where my father died.
I get why they had a prologue now, because every scene is from Rhaenyra's POV moving forward.
Oh, that's a great point.
Come on. Let's get some Crimson King's Landing going. Guillermo del Toro episode.
The music is just so good. It's like this is like a descent. This entire episode, just falling apart psychologically.
There's all these like fraught strings and like weird tonal percussion elements. You could vinyl release the music from just this one episode.
No, literally. Oh, I can feel her anxiety.
Oh, title smash day 2, Wednesday. This is the Overlook Hotel for her now.
Yeah.
This is all management struggles, is what she's having.
I've courted the small folk from afar, but I have not yet come before them as their queen.
You have been much anticipated.
There will be much expected, and our resources are few. I do not know what satisfaction I can give.
Cracker.
The bread of Christ.
For some, it will be enough to say they have looked on a queen.
They can eat that for the day.
Let them eat crackers.
I will wear no needless ornament. Must show strength.
Yeah.
But the sword, perhaps.
Might that not contradict what you wish to convey to petitioners in need?
You hear the rats.
A chain, I think. The gravity. One of these.
Fuck.
I'm bleeding.
Oh.
God.
Damn
it.
Oh, no.
I'll fetch some cloths.
Rhaenyra Targaryen, first of her name. Queen of the Andals.
Oh, no. No! No! What a bespoke problem.
No.
We have a great shortage now in fleece, and such sheep as there are have been taken by dragons.
The focus.
There are many in our guild. To restore our resources, we would need an investment. 500 golden dragons.
Whoa.
Bleh.
With regards to the sheep, my queen,
Oh, yeah, the sheep. Yeah.
such an outcome does nothing to supply us with meat. We butchers have no trade,
Is there no game to be had?
and all the hunters have been taken for archers.
Might we consider the Kingswood?
What?
That would be a bold gesture, Your Grace.
Neither stags nor boars, but rabbits.
It bears discussion.
Don't
cut yourself.
No.
Let the next
I am
petitioner
bleeding.
come.
I was privileged to be of assistance to the Lady Massaria in her campaign against the usurper.
Sick.
My appeal is not for coin,
Good.
but for justice, for what the common folk have suffered these long months.
Oh, here we go.
The blockade is lifted. It will not be long now before trade routes
It
are
was not
re-established.
only the blockade that drove us to want, it was the rich.
Oh, Lord.
They bought up everything they could for their storehouses and left the poorer folk with nothing.
Oh.
Oh, God.
That's not a relatable problem.
God.
But when the highborn take even what little remains and put it aside, while the lowborn starve,
This is bad.
then that is a matter I would put before my queen, who came to power as a champion of her people.
Socialist Westeros, let's go. Redistribute wealth.
It's tough. I mean, she's juggling the church, the lords.
In a war,
all suffer.
Some more than others.
That has ever been so.
Oh, first time we're breaking away from her. Oh, no, right, she's here. I feel like I'm watching Hereditary right now. Yeah. Such a psychological horror episode.
It is a covenant broken at our peril.
Do you trust this tea?
Has Baela returned? What news of Vhagar and Sheepstealer?
The only dragon she saw was Sunfire, long dead and decaying.
Ugh.
She flies again this evening.
Let us send Adam with her.
I cannot hide for long. You will have justice.
I will never have justice.
Oh, I felt that.
Did you turn your mind to the issue before?
There is no issue. There are bellyachers bleating their dissatisfaction at the order of things.
Lord Corlys.
I defer to the Queen.
All right.
What would your father do?
That's a great question.
I feel like the ghost of him
Banquet,
around.
I think.
Let's go banquet.
Great day for the three of you.
We are much honored, Your Grace.
How will you style yourself?
Targaryen, Your Grace.
Oh, absolutely not.
Then I have no style.
I have no style.
So fashion one.
White, then?
Good.
Blacksmith by trade, Your Grace. I'll go by hammer.
Hugh the Hammer. Ulf the White.
Ha.
And that guy.
And Adam of Hull.
Oh, you don't get like a title?
Even Damon's like, yep.
Adam the Fly.
She's
'cause you
trying
fly
to
on
be
a
queen.
dragon.
She's also expected to be chief creative officer here.
Ulf the White, huh?
In the name of the warrior, I charge you to be brave.
Wow.
I rejoin you now.
I miss Dunk.
Yeah, man, where's my dunk at?
In the name of the mother, I charge you to defend the young and the innocent.
I hope you guys love it.
Is that it?
Sir Ulf,
Bro.
will you swear fealty to your ruler and her cause, to be servants and agents of the crown for all of your days?
I swear it, Your Grace. As do I.
Me 3.
Cool.
For various nobles whom you may identify.
Your Grace.
Oh, he came to Aegon last season.
What sort of living I may expect?
I did promise to provide for you and your wife.
She's gone. I went into the city to find her, only to hear that she's gone to live with her brother.
Oh, no.
We will set aside a house for you on Visenius Hill.
When might that be?
I have no small council at present. Let me find my footing, and I will attend to your requests.
Rats. Oh.
What are these rats building to?
Well, what do rats bring?
And big slices of pizza.
With thanks.
YG.
I have a small request only.
Oh, good.
We'll hear it.
Oh, she's so tired.
Only that my father's remains be sent to Old Town, where they may lie beside my mother's.
As you say.
All right, you should go now, Alicent. Don't try to have a conversation.
No, let's do it. Convo time.
Don't.
It is odd to be here with you.
Alicent.
What's up?
That's not the counsel you need right now, my friend.
Hand to the Queen.
You ruled this realm in all but name while my father lay ill.
I did.
Oh, yes?
I heard petitions today.
Hella petitions today.
There are many of them, and their needs are many more, sir. Heavy weight.
Heavy as the crown.
How did you bear it?
There are choices to be made, and you may, on occasion, have to turn your face away while people suffer and die.
The hardship of that, man.
There is in you a door that must shut. You will do things that your heart would have recoiled from before you came to the throne.
Real cautionary.
I acknowledge the struggle, but I dispute that I must become what I am not.
That is the mantle of leadership.
Yeah, bro.
Time will tell.
That's the test of the whole thing.
My father
Look how that turned out.
Your father lived in a world of his own construction. You and I have never set foot there.
You need a model village.
Later than I would have liked. But I come before you as a conciliator.
Break the ice with a joke. Smart.
Poison the wine.
Yeah. You have 20 minutes to get the antidote.
All here know that I mistrusted the Hightower claim from the beginning.
Well, that's true.
Excellent,
Even
bro.
if I heard no tale of you rising up to protest it. Ah, I see.
Yeah, a lot of bitter comments in here. Oh, God. Well, I'm going to be a little passive-aggressive banquet today.
Oh, is this what I think it's going to be?
You're all going to eat what's available
The rats.
to the people.
I think it's going to be the rats.
Oh, my God. Let's get it. Oh, my God.
Do they know it's the rats?
Yeah, they're not idiots.
Oh, it definitely looks like a rat.
This is what the common folk of my city ate, while you and those like you hid provisions away in your storehouses.
Queen!
Would you have had us starve and our families with us?
I would have, and tend to those with little, as a shepherd tends to their sheep.
Oh my God.
Oh no.
As you sit here, my gold cloaks are entering each of your houses.
What?
Whoa.
They will bring what they find back to me for distribution to those in my city who need it.
Oh my God.
Now and henceforth, good evening.
You all fucking stand out, motherfuckers. Oh, yeah. Oh, boy.
Queen stands, no one sits.
Oh, wow.
Yowza, that is a very dangerous power play.
Dan Fogler!
What are you doing here?
Good to see you. I love him.
House Manderley.
I love his career.
Is it humility that causes you to smile?
Oh, the Mandaleys. This is taking me out.
My gold cloaks will be visitors to your household as well.
It may even make them forget that it was your blockade that made bread scarce in the first place.
Yikes.
My memory is long.
They'll resent you for this.
They are merchants and minor nobles.
It will help a certain number of people for a certain number of weeks and do nothing for the rest of them. It is a gesture only.
Yes, and gestures matter.
Sure do.
You say rightly that this is not a lasting solution. For that, I will need you to fly. Go to the Vale. Lady Jane never sent the sword she promised.
Whatever happened to Lady Jane?
This is an errand I will relish.
The other great houses are also
Errand?
here. In the meantime, return with gold, or pledges of gold, as we are hobbled before we begin.
Thanks, John.
Aemond Targaryen.
You've come so far, and yet you still don't know who you are.
Aw.
Why scrabble here for gold when the world lies before us? Dawn could be ours. Essos and the free cities. Yiti and its riches.
Ooh, first mention of Yiti. That's great.
They say there is a city at the edge of the world where men have wings.
Ooh.
I remember wishing to go there, to see them
This
first.
is awesome to hear this said in the show.
They will serve you.
Winged men?
You style us commandeers and marauders like the pirates that plague us.
I style as gods, Rhaenyra.
Ooh. I style as gods.
As we were always meant to be.
Oh, she's Breaking Bad, dude. Love when they choose to go and...
Devil and the angel on her shoulder. Say it.
But he renounced his dragon.
Here, here.
Valerio Edrorus, Doro Velinion Edos Darlegon, Ilvis Laihu Rendorliot.
Love these philosophical arguments.
I love how much trilling this language has.
Your Grace.
Oh, no.
Oh, that is
no.
not great.
Oh,
Not right now.
No. Daemon's gonna sleep on the couch.
Oh, my God.
Oh, wow. This poor kid's gonna die before getting a SAG card.
Oh, he's carving. He's got artistic aspirations.
It's a bird?
It's the Scott-free bumper. Maybe it's a three-eyed raven.
This is dark, man.
She's not gonna do it. She had her Luke Skywalker, Kylo Ren moment.
That never happened.
No,
it never happened.
Cannot sleep in that bed.
I love how disorienting this is.
Right.
Her mind's in just so many places at once, and the visuals capture that so well.
You have buried your grief.
I feel no
In
grief,
work.
I feel nothing.
Never done that.
You feel nothing because you buried your grief.
Well, no, there is rage.
Or both.
Rage that billows
Yeah, it's
beyond my
rage.
grasp.
Second stage.
Madman, such rage.
They don't know the 5 stages of grief yet.
It's the 7 stages.
I will look on those who killed my sons, Messiah.
I love how dizzying these focuses make it feel.
When they've got this lens with this, like, warping just around the edge.
That's right. Look how sunken in her eyes are becoming. She's so tired.
That's the Septon deny. This will be orienting.
They're going to the Sept?
But the faith connects. Can't mess with the people's faith.
I have been away too long, but we are at last reunited.
Huzzah!
And it feels so good.
Sometimes you just need somebody to clap for you, I swear.
Please clap.
The usurpers are vanquished, and I have taken my rightful throne.
Woo!
I shall rule judiciously, with strength, but also mercy,
Mercy, okay.
as befits a true queen.
Love to hear it. Love to hear it.
She's gonna break these people's hearts.
I bring you gifts for your relief.
Have some cheese.
In honor of my father, who came before me.
Is this going to cause like a riot?
We love a good royal PR moment.
We're just letting her have one good moment right now, but somehow this will backfire.
You can lift up one class, but if you piss off another.
I'm so worried.
Yes. Okay. Cut away. Good. Good.
Nothing bad's ever happened with the small folk.
You made Adam a knight, but it seems you styled him Hull rather than Velaryon. We had agreed that he and Alan would be legitimized.
I'm sorry, Corlys, but in this moment I cannot do as you ask.
Which moment, then?
I have given everything in service to you. My castle lies in ashes, and I have asked no favor in return but this.
Fair point.
I cannot in this moment be seen to raise up those born outside of noble troth.
Wow, that's a nice way to say it.
And so you will insult my house, so that you may be seen to be something you are not.
Oh no, the infighting.
I was staunch in my defense when your own troth was doubted.
Yes, and I thank you for this, among many other things. But all eyes look to me now. Perhaps one day, when there is not so much scrutiny.
You are ashamed.
Oh, dude.
It is a matter of legitimacy.
Your son Joffrey is a bastard.
Damn, dude. Oh my god, he's doing what his brother did.
Your son Lucerys, whom I accepted as my heir, was a bastard.
Lord Corlys.
Your son
You were out of
Jacaerys
line. Oh, stop.
lived and died a bastard.
Oh, dude, what the fuck are you doing?
Say aloud to me the reason your children deserve what mine are denied.
Oh, God.
He's taking out shit, too. He only just accepted them as his sons.
Just
I
now.
have your son, Daeron, within these walls.
That is bad. People heard. He should be killed.
Here, since when?
He was delivered to me 2 days ago as part of the terms under which your cousin surrendered.
Oh, you gotta play this real careful.
What do you plan to do with him?
By rights, I should have his head, but he had no part in his brother's treachery. He did only what was expected of him by his elder. Therefore, I will send him north to the wall.
Oh, okay.
Walgarian.
He will take the black, and he will not return, but he will keep his life.
Do you wish me to thank you?
No.
I see you have been merciful, and yet I grieve for what could have been.
Give me my son.
He was sent to ward as an infant. I've seen him once in the last 5 years. I hardly know the boy, and yet...
From all accounts, he has borne his lot very bravely.
Ugh.
You will join the Night's Watch and serve out your days there. It's a hard road, but there is honor in it.
Still hasn't spoken a word, huh?
It's a hard knock watch.
I'm gonna go to the wall.
I'm going to the wall, baby.
Your mother is here. I would counsel you to unguard yourself. One time at least before you take your long journey. The Queen Dowager said.
Queen Dowager. He's got all sorts of stuff on her face.
Here she is. Look at her.
God, this is so frickin' uncomfortable.
What?
Wow, right on.
What is wrong?
You don't know this boy.
This is not him? Switcheroo.
He is not Daeron.
Oh my god! That's fucking crazy.
Weird.
Reject Nation, summer is here, and that means routine gets obliterated. We got travel. We got barbecue. Late nights, long work days, looking up at 1 p.m., realizing I've only been running on snacks and vibes. But something like Huel, Huel, is what I love at a time like this. Their Black Edition powder. Said it many times because it's freaking true. I used Huel quite often during my cut last year. And to this day, I still have it several times a week. My move is mixing their powder in a variety of flavors with my non-dairy yogurt that I love so much, so it turns into this like legit pudding situation. Or sometimes blending it with an at-home acai bowl. I'm so LA. The ready-to-drinks are great as well. Like, that's what I was mainly using last year. But, like, this year, Coy, he's been drinking Huel constantly while getting wedding ready. If you guys follow him on Instagram, you can see a lot of his progress. And you know throughout this year, he's been drinking Huel. He will drink it on camera, evidence. So, guys, the Huel Black Edition is a complete meal. 40 grams of protein, 8 grams of fiber. You got to get your fiber, people. 27 essential vitamins and minerals, gluten-free, no artificial sweeteners or colors, vegan-friendly. Under $5 per meal. And if you're using the powder, it only takes like 30 seconds to make, or get the ready to drink. That's even better in a rush. After checkout, you can fill out the survey and say Real Rejects sent you. Limited time offer. Get 15% off Huel online with my code REJECTS at the link in the description box and pinned comment and the link right here on screen. New customers only, limited time. So don't sit on it. Thank you to Huel for once again helping to support my lifestyle and for partnering up with us yet again.
He compelled me. I begged him. Who compelled you? Ormund Hightower.
For all of them were deceived.
Told me I must play the part of the prince, even if she burned me with dragons.
Oh.
Wow, dude.
I must stay silent, or he would have my mother hanged, my real mother.
Oh.
What a fucking twist.
Ormund has deceived me.
Ormund dies.
Did he think I would not discover it?
Oh, golly.
Oh, you could hear the heartbeat. This is so crazy. Are you going to kill this boy? I'm so worried you're going to kill this boy.
It's a really good dye job.
What game does he play?
The game of the heart.
I'm sent to tell you, our work here is all but complete. The Hightower colors have been removed throughout these walls.
Burn all of it.
I never want this episode to end.
Your Grace, there was a dragon keeper at the gate.
Really? She must have such massive decision fatigue today.
Grim.
So sinister.
Ig.
Glad someone got out to deliver this.
Weight of the crown is heavy.
Fires pass. Oh man, this is so good. Oh man.
As we burn every Hightower's sigil
Dude, I
and
love
crest
this
into
episode
place.
so much.
Yeah, this episode's sick.
This is my favorite. It was one of my favorite episodes of the entire series.
And it's all just been intrigue, man.
Burn it up.
Burn it all. Whoa.
Yes.
Whoa.
Oh, nipple chills.
What a freaking shot.
And on chills.
Oh. Dizzle.
Boom, man. Fucking hell. I love the shit out of that episode.
That was beautifully
That was
played.
brilliant.
Yeah, buddy.
Oh, man. What a brilliant episode. I love that so much.
Killing it.
I was just enraptured in that whole experience. Holy crap. Guys, I want to thank everyone who's been joining our Patreon page, supporting the channel. You might hear other channels with reactions going through it as well, and people who don't do reactions. The copyright system has always been bad, and it has been exceptionally awful this year. And some new implementations they've done, like we have like a strike all year over something. It's constantly playing on edge. So thank you guys so much for supporting us over there. You get the full reaction watch along where you get to sync up with your own copy. This video might be monetized right now, might not be. So thank you so much for your support. And another way, if you wish, you can go to rejuvenationshop.com, get yourself some RR apparel. We have to make some new ones. I probably have a new one in mind. Yeah. God damn, I love Emma Darcy so much. She's so good. Holy shit. A lot of people were saying, like, last episode, this is her Emmy episode. And I'm like, I think this is her Emmy episode.
Might be right
She
there.
just held, like, outside of the prologue, she held down every fucking scene, man. This was a tour de force performance. Holy shit. John.
Oh.
So we finally retook King's Landing, and then
it's been smooth sailing.
They did an episode of when we left John in charge of Real Rejects.
Yes,
This is what
that's
it was.
right. I was like, oh god, I got all these people just walking around asking me questions all day. You need an answer now. I was very much sympathizing for you this episode. I was like, this is what your two lives must be like. If I feel in any,
this is what pushed Rhaenyra to the edge. Corporate management.
Yeah, I was gonna say, like, I get little tastes of these when other people are around the office and you and Alex aren't. So then, like, by de facto, then I'm the next person in line who's got to, like, I don't know, at least know what they're talking about a little bit. So yeah. So
no, man, no, you deal with a lot too. You have a lot to manage here. But no, what'd you think, man? Where's what stands out to you the most?
I'm with you guys. This is great. And I mean, I love, like, you know, the season started off with this huge battle, obviously, and there was a lot of, you know, there was a huge battle. And then you got last week's episode that people seem to like a bit more than that. And then this episode here just felt like its whole own little film to me. Like, it's still an episode. It's still in the continuum. But this had just such a unified style and a unified, as you pointed out, way of putting you into the place and the feeling and the overwhelm of everything. And I feel like the thing about Game of Thrones in general as a whole overarching franchise is that, like, what I remember the best stuff about the OG Game of Thrones series is that, like, you would have whole episodes where it's all just this kind of thing and it is completely gripping and you are wrapped with the tension. And that was this. Like, this felt like classic GOT style. Like, we're dealing with all sorts of just actual practical problems, plus some higher level deceits and things like that.
Yeah.
And I just really felt for Rhaenyra. This is hugely, and I love the amount of poise and tempering she brings. Like, a character who has to be holding in so much all the time and always sort of like having that level of perspective to go, I'm not just going to get carried away by all these things that are coming at me constantly. And you can see her constantly in these states of being sort of on edge or preoccupied. And every so often you're like, oh man, this is going to be the time where she breaks. And she doesn't throughout the whole episode, pretty much. It's fascinating. So yeah, this was easily the best of the season so far, and I would agree with you. This might be the best episode of the show, just in isolation, minus maybe a couple of those early Viserys ones.
Yeah, it's probably my favorite episode. I mean, it could be recency bias, but I don't recall like any episode quite doing it for me like this, where I was just like over the moon with like the filmmaking flourishes and the writing of the dialogue and
the music.
Yeah, I said it like in the prologue of how it's interesting how they've taken a lot more of these like cinematic editing flourishes throughout, you know, like, and to have like a transition from the music and then go into the opening credits, and then this time it really felt like the composer was like there in every scene.
Yeah.
To like kind of in the background, it's like it's like jazz but with like scary string music the whole time.
Atonal, disconcerting vibes.
So Michael, as a reader of the so do you know if that's the twist in the book?
I'm not gonna lie. I've been trying to remember. It's been borderline embarrassing in the comment section. This chapter of things, and I gotta really be mindful of my words.
Please.
Political. I'm just gonna say it like this: transitions are hard. Transitions are hard, and I think this was such a great episode in that it was able to demonstrate. There is the spectacle of battles and all of that, but then there is something so inherently humanizing and just like as Rhaenyra is making decisions, the moral quandaries are quandaries that we as an audience have to sort of play out. And where Game of Thrones succeeds the best historically is when it takes those and it demonstrates that there is genuinely no good options. Like every action has a consequence, and that's part of the mantle of leadership is trying to figure out which of those consequences is worth it. Because at the end of the day, there is no ideal situation. And the decisions go from microscopic to should we just take our dragons and capture Essos?
Steal all the gold.
You know, but those
that is the easy path.
That is the full range of decisions. And I think what's really brilliant about this episode is that, number one, it read scripting-wise like Shakespeare. And I felt like this script, out of all the scripts that we've seen so far, especially this season so far and last season, this just had a level of gravitas to it from start to finish that just I felt as though I could be watching this on stage. And it's a nice prelude for the fact that they're doing the Mad King play at the Royal Shakespeare Theatre.
Right.
But what really caught me the most in this episode is this idea of ghost. And not just seeing her son, but the ghost of her father literally on her shoulder and the ghost of her husband, uncle on the other shoulder. There is this moral conflict of her trying to figure out her identity while a specter of ghosts, even having her best friend still alive, that is a ghost of a friendship, even in a living person that is still there.
Ghost of the kids, yeah.
And so all of this sort of continues to, add up to the treason of the Hightowers, even in Otto's death. His cunning and his machinations and all the things that made him so brilliant and interesting, he's still in the game, even though he's gone. And for me, like, this episode was just, it was magic, it was perfect pacing, and it was focused. And that is something that is just so painfully missing as the narrative has gotten bigger and bigger and bigger. And I think that's why I love the first season so much.
Yeah. That's true. That's really good points. I want to give credit a lot to this is a superbly written episode, and I agree with the type of dialogue that this was, and the director Claire Kilner.
This is written and directed all by women. It would appear. This particular.
Oh fuck this!
Nah, they can't.
God damn it, guys!
But there's probably a bunch of men who did it for them.
Is that why there was feminist agendas being pushed on me this entire episode?
I mean,
this episode passed the Bechdel.
It actually did. It really did. And even having her period on the Iron Throne.
Like those,
I don't think they did.
Those Alicent conversations with Rhaenyra and Missaria. Like, I don't know,
Yeah,
maybe.
her Mistress of Whispers. There's definitely a couple. There was no men talked about.
I mean, Alicent talked about was the boy's name? The Hightower?
Oh, Osmond.
Osmond. And then the actual
Ormond.
the one that looked Ormond.
Ormond. Sorry.
Ormond. Whatever. Anyway, it doesn't matter.
Orville
We're getting caught up in something else entirely different here.
Orville.
Yeah.
Tower.
Like the directing of this episode. If you look at like the first, not past the prologue, which was really tense, but if you look at like that first shot of Rhaenyra, it's slowly zooming in on her. It's cold. It's like coolly lit. And she's in her own thoughts, and you kind of feel, it's kind of like drowning out sounds, and she's saying what's on her mind and heart. And then immediately when it shifts into reality with Daemon saying something that has nothing to do with acknowledging at all what she said. I mean, and it's such a great like tell of what this episode's going to be, that she's going to be in her own head a lot, and she's going to be very alone while dealing with everybody at all times. And then you take that opening shot of her where she's just kind of lost in this coolness and sadness. And then it's like anger and rage and the fire in the final shot of it.
Yeah.
It's like an interesting visual bookend that they do.
Well, and it makes all the more sense to have that prologue with the kid, because then that's like a key to the very end cliffhanger of the episode. Then.
Yeah.
It's like this was
they
so
needed to set those
clockwork.
chess pieces into motion in order to, and it was clever.
Yeah.
It was clever. Blonde kids, man.
And while there's like a lot of information spewing at all times, I never felt like I got lost in it. Like there was stuff I didn't catch, that's for sure. But they knew how to like make sure you captured at least the essence of the emotional stakes and the consequential stakes that are at hand too.
It's dizzying in the right way.
Definitely,
because it's what she would be experiencing.
And they use that with their lenses a lot too, as the cameras constantly gets a little bit more intimate and a little bit more disoriented, where it starts feeling a little bit like a mind trip in the head, where her mind's always in two places at once. You really see how it like cuts from night into day when she's in the carriage with Missaria, and she's just exhausted, and they have this exchange about grief, and she's like, "I'm not grieving right now." It's like sometimes I've talked with a lot of people that when they lose someone, sometimes you hear them say, "I don't have time to grieve," and I'm like, that's not really you are grieving.
The process of ignoring your grief is part of
like the grieving has begun. And there's just stages to that, and this is like part of her stage. It is what propelled her to be like, screw this, I'm going to take back King's Landing. But it's still washing over her, all of this, and a lot of her decisions of inability of not taking time to like process stuff, because this is not a therapy culture, but not taking time to like process what's happening, and to be one who wants to correct everything and then get her retribution in every single form. Just the stress and the anxiety and the turmoil. I felt like I was watching a combination of like the directions of Ari Aster. It's sort of like Paul Thomas Anderson and Ari Aster. It's like if you took There Will Be Blood meets Hereditary, and I think that's kind of what you got here. Because they had fun too with their music. I like those like bell ding, whatever those like dongs, like to let you know like this is an important information change.
Was it Ramin Djawadi?
Yeah, I think this whole season.
Yeah,
right.
So the music.
I mean, I think every season.
I don't know where that credit exactly.
It's funny that the last time an episode of Thrones, I feel like captured that level of like intensity and being able to just like play to the, he's such a busy guy. Is ironically
cool it Ramin Djawadi.
the last time that they were at the Sept.
Oh yeah, and then it blows up.
Oh, spoiler. Yes. I mean, you saw a little bit of that too during the Battle of Winterfell, but this was. It had so much fun with it. To your point, and the flourishings were just. The other thing about this episode, I just want to say, is that I appreciate how well Thrones does with exposition across the board. I mean, in this one episode alone, they managed to like tie in, hey, you have to navigate your political dynamics with the church. You have to manage your political dynamics with the Lord Paramounts of the major, the 7 kingdoms. You also have to deal with the merchant class and the small folk. And all of them are going to have conflicting things. And every single one of them is an essential piece of the puzzle. And if you can't strike that balance, or if you punish one over the other, there may be consequences.
Well, I got a question.
Yeah.
Because wasn't that Corlys' brother in the first season who got beheaded for saying that their children are bastards? And there was all these witnesses to that moment. So wouldn't he, isn't that cause to kill
death
him?
Sentence?
Yeah.
By definition, yeah, absolutely. I mean, but you also have to factor in he is the Navy. He's also the Hand. There is a lot of, she has to now play a is it worth it game, relationships-wise. And she has those that have bent a knee, but she doesn't necessarily have a lot of loyal advisors and loyal friends.
No, I mean, what she did with those the rich folk was like, oh man, this is like, it's playing like evil, not evil. There's a menacing catharsis in a way, because you're like, yeah, get back at them, but
teach that really
I don't know if you want to piss these people off.
And what's the fundamental difference is if Viserys did it when he was king, it was a time of stability. You could punish, and you didn't have to worry so much about the consequences.
Yeah.
She's literally living in a kingdom of cards.
Well, the one thing that for some reason just reminded me of the Daemon exchange, and when he is saying what, like, we should just go out there and just rule right now. Suddenly because I don't know what the motivation is in the book, but because they had that ending part of season 2 where he basically sees all the seasons of Game of Thrones,
the Song of Ice and Fire.
Yeah, he's where he sees Dany and everything.
The Song of Fire and Ice.
Song of Fire and Ice. Don't get it. Make sure you say it right.
Song of frozen ice, fiery wreckage.
But because he saw everything, his motivations doesn't seem solely rooted now in only conquering. It just seems like there's something rooted in, no, we have to do this or else everything is fucked.
Justified in his conquering.
Yeah.
Which is, historically speaking, not great when somebody gets that notion in their head.
Yeah.
But
I also think that he understands that it's easier to conquer and to fight than it is to rule.
Yeah.
Have you ever seen Hamilton? Fighting is easy, son. Living is harder. Living is easy, son. Governing is harder.
Hey.
George Washington. He has thoughts.
Dude.
Nice.
Happy 4th of July.
George Wash.
Yeah, happy
Fourth, everybody.
Yeah,
that's right. 250 years of hot America.
How are you feeling about the Alicent scenes? You're an Alicent sympathizer. I know you are.
I mean, I don't find myself like rooting for her or like taking her side generally, but I can sympathize with the positions that she is often put in outside of all the machinations and stuff as a mom and as a human. Yes, I have some sympathy for Alicent, and I do appreciate their backs and forths, especially now. I think these have been obviously awash in other things, but the Alicent moments here are very punctuated, and I love the way that last scene with the kid played out.
Do you think that Alicent intentionally showed that wasn't her son in order to build more trust and more... Like, do you think that there's further sort of... She is playing a little game trying to convince Rhaenyra that she can be a trusted advisor and friend still?
I could see that being I don't know. Like, I know she wants to go off and be free and not have to deal with any of this stuff. But in that scene, I wasn't 100% joking. I was like, are you trying to get some throw down some advice. And I could
Another
also
maid?
see Rhaenyra being like, well, you have been here this whole time. Can you give me some advice? Like, you know, I'd be curious about it. I'm going to take that scene at face value, but, you know, like it's a bit of a twisty turny. So I'm like, okay, could this be some kind of triple cross of some weird variety? Or like, okay, if I know I'm seeing this kid with blonde hair, like, does she recognize this kid for some other reason?
If she played into it, though, that gives her kid a scot-free, safe. If the kid goes to the, that's what I'm saying is,
I want
she is-
to believe,
despite her being terrible at the game, she's pretty good at the game. I think.
Yeah,
kind of. She kind of Jack Sparrows her way around.
Yeah.
Yes, that's the exact 1-to-1 I was looking for.
This episode would have you think she's being sincere and not duplicitous. Yet, at the very end of the last episode, I think it intentionally zoomed in on both of them for a reason. Because I feel like Alicent is going to cook something up or is cooking something up. Even if this episode, because you're in Rhaenyra's perspective and her interactions, and Alicent kind of knows how to play to Rhaenyra's feelings, which I don't know how. If book readers, I hear that's not really in the book at all. Them as like friends and shit, because they play that up here as like that's in the back of all their exchanges, that there is a history of love between them still.
I mean, I think we veered from what I remember from the first read through. I think we've veered so far that it's hard to even it's generalized inspirations. I will say the one thing I'm curious about is if at the end of this series they're going to share that it's from the POV of a particular character. The ending, like the version of the story that we've heard.
Ooh, Fred Savage.
Yes, and his grandpa.
Well, that explains a couple of those scenes.
That's right. Yeah, prepare to die. I mean, I don't want to diminish the work of any other creatives, but like this was a time during a show like this show and prestige drama in general, where I was struck by I want to go look up who wrote and directed this, because this was so big props to the two of them, Sarah Hess and Claire Kilner, because this was like every shot, every lens choice, like everything was so clockwork and so tight. And again, like going from battle to then like, okay, episode 2, I guess we're taking King's Landing and it's kind of going to work in quotes out a little bit. And then this episode, you're like, oh yes, the onslaught of, it's like ever since they took King's Landing, I've been waiting for like, okay, some big dramatic strike is about to happen. And this was like a fun twist where I'm like, yeah, okay, this is a world where it takes things a little longer to move, and this is probably what you would have to do right now, even while your enemies, even while your greater enemies are like on the horizon somewhere. So like this, I like the proportionality that this is bringing us into.
Yeah, well, the whole episode's driven by Rhaenyra's inner conflict of trying to be a ruler the way her Viserys would want her to be versus being a Targaryen.
Well, and a ruler is defined by the times. You don't get to choose the times, and I think that's the biggest difference. Is he inherited an era of peace, and her whole ascent has been nothing but war.
Yeah.
And you can't just put that back in the box when people have suffered, despite the many attempts to do so. It takes time.
Box is open, people. Box is open. Anything that anyone wants to shout out before we close up?
Justice for Witch Lady. I'm afraid that Aemond and Witch Lady are going to cook something up, and I love Witch Lady, so I hope that she's cool.
Yeah. I love the cool balls in the chamber for the small council.
They're supposed to take one
and you're supposed to put it in, but they didn't put it in, and I got a little sad.
Yeah, they didn't give a shit about
how are you supposed to know they're in session? But I guess that's not actually the... But yeah, I love those marble balls.
Yeah.
Shitty small council. What about you? Any stray details? They got that one dragon they captured.
The
little guy.
The night scene was interesting, and I do feel for her. I was talking semantics of what might happen to Corlys based off what he was shouting, but I feel for him. Like, he's also a person in grief. He's lost everyone and everything, and now he's taking these bastard children who he's ignored and being like, you know what, you are my children now, and you are my heirs, and I'm like, this is all I need, though, please. Like,
and I trust me, she's good for it. You know, we're good, we're tight.
Yeah, and I really do see. And honestly, like a lot of times having you here for reminder of some of the political applications that I'm sort of forgetting about. Like, oh yeah, she can't just like because of the bastard children, she can't just do that because of everything.
It's a PR crisis.
Yeah.
It's a game of PR.
It really is. Yeah,
A game of press
There's things I'm not thinking about in the moment or completely like blanking on. I was like, oh yeah, you can't just go ahead and do that. So I appreciate that. And the knighting was interesting. I don't know what's gonna. I feel like they're setting up something with Hugh that might be bad. There's something there, like especially with his wife leaving, and there's something there. I'm like, he looks like the good knight, but I don't know.
Hugh and Ulf both, I don't know quite what to make because they're giving him both reasons to be resentful, and then Alan obviously has his own, or Adam has his own reason now to be resentful. So they all have something, but yeah, the most punctuated is with Hugh.
Yeah, you say nothing. All right, guys, that's it for
I know
this
nothing.
episode. Yeah, that's it for today. Thank you so much for being here. Thanks, Michael, for bringing the game. Thanks, John, for bringing your games. Thank you, guys. Please leave a like, subscribe, keep a lookout.
Knighting
when we
you.
back, baby.
That's
Peace.
right.